Use the Force, Luke. Let go, Luke.
The Psionic Ascension is generally accepted to be the weakest of the three ascension paths in Stellaris, the other two being biological and synthetic ascension. But is that a reasonable assessment? Are we perhaps overlooking some of the massively positive merits of Psionic Ascension that could bring our overlordship to the entire galaxy? Let's dive in and find out what's going on. The Psionic Ascension path is comprised of two ascension perks, the first being Mind Over Matter and the second Transcendence. When we take the Mind Over Matter perk, we will begin by activating the latent psionic potential in our pops. We'll also get access to the Psi-Core building, and psionic armies can now be recruited. What latent psionic will do will give us an extra 5% to research output and 5% energy credits. That's quite a nice little bonus to get, and some of our leaders will get access to the psychic trait. For admirals specifically, we're going to get 10% extra weapons damage and 15% evasion. But as you can see, not all of our leaders are going to get that trait. It is quite random. And when we unlock Transcendence, we'll get some bonuses to our espionage. The latent psionic trait in our pops will change to psionic. That's an extra 5% research, 5% energy credits, and 5% more happiness. Additionally, all of our pops will now get the psychic trait, which is great for researchers and great for governors. But why do I think psionic is actually really fantastic? In order to show that off, I'm actually going to use a build which is not about unity rushing at all. This is quite a well-rounded build. We've got masterful crafters and meritocracy. That's going to help with our specialist output, our building slots, and our consumer goods. Prosperous unification for a great start. Aquatic because it is really quite a powerful trait. Intelligent for that extra research, and rapid breeders for more pops. I've mixed in xenophobe, militarist, and spiritualist here. Yes, spiritualist is going to help us slightly with our Psionic Ascension, but it is totally not necessary. And if you're enjoying this video, please bring balance to the like button. And what is really powerful basically is how early you can complete this ascension path relative to the other two, that's biological and technological, so synthetic. To unlock the first one, Mind Over Matter, you must have an available ascension perk slot, and you must have already picked an ascension perk. That means you must have already completed 2 tradition trees. In order to get enough unity for this, you're not actually going to need to chase the unity. Just throwing down a couple of temples on each of your planets will provide a phenomenal overall amount of unity. At the moment, I'm producing 200 per month. But now comes the tricky bit. The other requirement is you must have completed the psionic theory technology. This is a rare technology in the psionics specialty. It is tier 3, so to complete this, you must have researched 6 tier 1 technologies. Here you can see I've already got that, and at least 6 tier 2 technologies. I was unlucky, I had to research 7 before I rolled the psionic theory, but once you do roll it and pick this one, you'll be able to take Mind Over Matter, and then when you unlock your 3rd ascension perk, you'll be able to transcend. If you have the maniacal trait on your leader, or having a leader with the psionics expertise does increase your chance of rolling this technology. Technological ascendancy will also boost it because it is a rare technology, and being either spiritualist or fanatic spiritualist will also increase the chance of it turning up. But generally speaking, psionic theory technology is RNG based, and that can make it somewhat difficult to complete the psionic ascension path. But if you're lucky, you can get psionic theory as early as 2220 or 2230. And I just want to draw attention to the fact that I have not been rushing unity with this build. Yes, I have got 200 unity per month at 2230, but I've also got 450 science, and I've saved up 13,000, almost 14,000 alloys for ships, which could actually be all the way up to cruisers. So this is a very well-rounded build and a well-rounded playstyle. But I have got Mind Over Matter, which means I will hopefully have access to psychic admirals and everything that entails at 2230. Compare that to Engineered Evolution or The Flesh is Weak, both of which I would have to do a special project to reap any of the benefits from these two, and those benefits would not be as good as the benefits I'm currently getting. With this empire, I was quite lucky. I did get psionic theory in 2226, and by 2236, I've managed to completely complete the ascension path. That now means I'm about to breach the Shroud. Some, yes, RNG based bonuses, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So why do I think this is so fantastic? Well, it's partly because you get access very early to the Psi Core building. As soon as you complete the first part of this ascension path, the Mind Over Matter, you get this fantastic building. You can only build one per planet. It gives you 2 telepath jobs and an extra 5 stability. What those telepaths do, they produce unity, quite a fair amount of it, and they also, per telepath, give you a 5% bonus to resources from jobs. When you combine that with the extra stability from the happiness of your pops being psionic, the extra stability from your governors being psionic, the resource output bonus from your telepaths, and the stability bonus from the Psi Core building, overall, that should provide about an extra 20% bonus resources to every planet. That is almost on par with the Synthetic Ascension, and we're going to be getting that 10, 20, 30, probably even 40 years before another player has managed to completely finish the Synthetic Ascension path. So an empire that chooses psionic does not get massive bonuses to their pop growth, and they don't get any extra special assembly. But you'll be setting yourself up for a very, very, very powerful position around 2230 to 2240. Other empires won't have the fantastic bonuses you have, and hopefully at that time the balance of power should shift enough for you to overpower them, possibly vassalize them, possibly take all their planets. But what do you think about Psionic Ascension? Let me know down in the comments below.
But wait! There's more!
On top of that, you got access to the Shroud. It costs 1000 energy to jump in every time, and you don't know exactly what you get when you go in there. But you will get access to something rather special, and that is the possibility of having max evasion destroyers. Now, these destroyers are at 86% evasion. That's basically the same as a Corvette. I haven't managed to get these ones to the maximum of 90, but simply by having the best thrusters available, advanced afterburners, and a Psychic Admiral with the Gale Speed trait, that's going to add 20% evasion, we're going to get very close to that 90. On top of that, sometimes the Shroud will give you boons. One of those boons can be plus 30% to your evasion. There are a whole host of other boons and issues. Those boons are on your screen now, so as you can see, they can affect a whole range of things within your empire. Yes, it is random what you get, but the effects wear off after 5 years, and you can dive back into the Shroud again every 5 years. These high evasion destroyers with their neutron launchers are going to have a very, very good time against artillery battleships, because those artillery battleships are not going to be able to hit them. They won't even be able to track the damn things. Additionally, here I'm comparing a regular fleet with regular jump drives to my psionic fleet. The psionic fleet has a much larger range. Psionic side jump drives have plus 50% jump range, making these destroyers fantastic masters of hit and run warfare. As you can see, they can jump much, much further than a regular ship equipped with jump drives, giving you really good tactical flexibility. But that's not all. There are a few dark powers within the Shroud. These powers are definitely not called Nurgle, Slanesh, Zeech, and Khorne, but they do offer you some fantastic bonuses. You can form covenants with these powers, and they'll give you such great things as plus 15% ship fire rate and 30% army morale for a relatively small price.
A price for everything.
Oh my god!
You might also get a leader with the Chosen One trait. Now, after a certain period of time, you will be given an event, and that event will give you some options. You can either completely ignore that leader and keep them in their position, or reform your empire into a divine monarchy. When you reform your empire, your Chosen One will now be the God Emperor, your civics will change, and this is quite important. They will change to Imperial Cult, Aristocratic Elite, and Philosopher King. Your ethics will change to Authoritarian and Fanatic Spiritualist. But these civics will change even if you have a locked civic like Anglers or Inward Perfectionists. That means it is possible to get rid of certain civics which are locked later on in the game. And if you're enjoying this video and other videos on this channel, you can help to support this channel by either becoming a channel member, supporting this channel through Patreon, or purchasing something on the Humble Bundle store. Links to all of these are down in the description below. Until April the 12th, you can get EU4, another Paradox Grand Strategy game, for as little as €1, or you can get the game along with all of the DLC for under €20 on the Humble Bundle store until April the 12th. So whilst you might not get bonuses as big as the bonuses you might get with Synthetic Ascension, plus 25% to resource output overall, or Biological Ascension, where you can customize each of your pops, you're not going to have to complete all of these special projects to unlock all of the economic bonuses. Simply building the Psi-Core building and having your regular pops become psychic or psionic will provide all the bonuses you need, and that can be done very, very early in the game. This could allow you to rush and take over an opponent midway through doing the Synthetic Ascension because they simply haven't had the same bonuses as you've had early on. If you'd like to know more about Ascension paths and Ascension perks, and which ones are fantastic and which ones should really be left by the wayside, click the video on screen now.